Hi everyone, I'm Miss Paige, and I wanted to share a book, one of my favorites from when I was little. It was written back in 1966, so this was a book that I had when I was a little girl. The title is The Magic Friend Maker. Beth was a one girl. She had no best friend. She wanted one. She pretended she was her own best friend, but it did not work. It takes two girls or two boys and one girl to be the best friend. Poor Beth, she played alone. Then one day, Beth found another one girl. Her name was Jean, and she was sitting on the step. Jean smiled when she looked at Beth. Beth saw sparkles in Jean's not blue but brown eyes. Suddenly, Beth knew Jean was someone very special. She said, "Hello, I'm Beth." "Well, I'm Jean," the new girl said. "We just moved in." In Jean's hand, Beth saw something about the size of an egg. So she asked, "What are you playing with?" "A rock," Jean said. "Oh, you don't have a rock?" Beth said. But she hoped Jean had a rock. Here in the middle of the city, there were no rocks. Jean opened her fingers. "There is a rock." Beth saw that Jean's rock was smooth. It looked very old. Its brownness was streaked with one color that looked like rust on an old iron, and another color that looked like a policeman's coat on a smoggy morning. "Touch it," Jean said. "My rock gets warm when you hold it." So Beth held the rock. Jean was right. Beth's warm skin warmed the rock. Beth could feel its smoothness and its roundness and its all-togetherness. "Where'd you get this rock?" Beth asked. "Oh, I found it in a river," Jean said. "It's pretty when it's wet. Want to see?" "Oh yes," Beth said. So Beth went upstairs with Jean. Jean told Beth, "When I found my rock, the sun was shining and the water was moving." So Jean put her rock in the water. Beth looked at the rock with electric light shining on it. Something wonderful happened to the rock. It looked like melted candy, streaked with red, yellow, and shadowy blue. Beth picked up the rock. Out of the water, the rock looked old, but it felt wonderfully cool and a little bit slippery. "Is it a magic rock?" Beth asked. "No," Jean said. But Beth knew Jean was wrong. There was a kind of magic about the rock. Sharing it had turned a new girl into a best friend. After she found Jean, Beth did not mind being a one girl. She played games with her friend. They cut out paper dolls, wore their mother's hats, shared coloring books and crayons, giggled, sang, and whispered. They played in the park. They walked on all the paths. They fed popcorn to the sparrows, and once they saw a squirrel. They whirled around and around on a wobbly merry-go-round. They pushed with their feet. They swang so high they seemed to sit on air just for a second. They teetered. They played hopscotch. When they felt lazy, They rolled Jean's rock back and forth like a ball. When Jean touched the rock, it was still warm from Beth's hand. When Beth touched the rock, it was still warm with Jean's hand. They were happy. Then one morning, very early, Jean knocked on Beth's door. She said, "Goodbye, Beth. We're moving away." "When?" Beth asked in a small, sad voice. "Now," Jean said, "I came to give you my rock." "Thank you, Jean," said Beth. "Goodbye, Beth," Jean said. "Goodbye," said Beth. Jean went down the stairs. Beth thought, "Where will I find another best friend? How will I get to know her?" While Beth stood in the hall, a new girl came up the stairs. She said, "Hi, I'm Anna. I'm moving in." "Hi," Beth said. "I'm Beth." Anna looked at the rock in Beth's hand. Beth looked at the rock, too. It was just a rock until it was shared. Then it became a magic friend maker. Beth smiled. Suddenly, she knew how to get to know this new girl. "Want to touch my rock?" she asked. "Oh, yes," Anna said. Her eyes sparkled, and Beth knew that the magic rock had worked again. The end. The Magic Friend Maker.